Hey, how's it going, Rob? This is MMA Fight Coverage. What's new with you?
What's up, guys? Just been busy over there at the lab with the guys on the team, getting guys ready. We've been staying pretty busy, given all this stuff that's been happening last year. We just had like 4 guys fighting the rough card out here. It had all 4 guys win, and the team has been doing pretty well overall, staying busy. So,
Nice. Who are some of the guys that you're working with right now?
we got the usual on the pros. Jared Canadier, Mike Hamill. Was getting ready for a Bulldog, getting ready for that PFL fight.
Nice.
You know,
Oh yeah, then that happened. Sad.
I had some unfortunate news, and then got a lot of up and comers coming up. Mario Bautista's got a fight in the UFC coming up.
Nice.
Yeah. Kyler Matrix has been down there, and all the guys are just staying busy. It's cool to see the sport actually leading the way. You know, I think MMA was the one sport that didn't slow down or shut down during all that chaos and bullshit last year. You know what I mean? It was cool to see the UFC kind of lead the way for all that.
Do you have any guys fighting coming up like next few weeks?
Yeah, we got Clayton's fighting, I think, coming up. I think it's rough. And we got a new guy, Ben, on our team. I think some local shows. The next big fight, I think it's Mario and Jared. I think August they're looking to fight those guys. So I think Ruff's next card is going to be June. I think we got a couple guys up there.
Who are some upcoming names that people might not be aware of that you're training right now at the lab?
So we got Ivan, freaking. Yeah, we got our team is packed right now with guys. Freaking dude, Marcus McGee just fought, put on a hell of a performance. I mean, the 4 guys that all fought compared to like 2 weekends ago, just so tremendous. All those guys should be, LFA level and stuff like that for now. I mean, by now, and it's cool to see like our guys perform on a platform and not have just all 4 guys win, but all 4 guys perform. You know what I mean?
Nice. Yep.
In this sport, it's hard to throw up numbers on the board. So when you have like consecutive, not only victories but performances, then there's an equation there that's working. You know, if you're able to produce guys that are performing and winning, and multiple times a night and on multiple shows, that's something.
Seems like with most gyms, people fighters come in and out. Is there ever like hard feelings with some fighters that leave or might want to come back? Or
no, not with the guys on the team. We all understand. Guys come and go, and everyone's kind of like independent contractors in this thing. But with that being said, I think the MMA lab has it's a one-stop shop, and I know Coach Kraus is really big on loyalty, and a lot of, like I said, that the formula we have there works. We've taken a lot of the guys, including Mario Bautista and Sean O'Malley and Kyler Phillips and all these guys that are breaking into the top 15 in the UFC, but they start off their careers with us, and so we've seen them get there. And I mean, even the guys on our team that had left, they were hit. I think they were winning streaks when they were at the lab when they left. Like now that I look back on the guys that left and their careers so far since they left, I think they hit their peaks when they were at the lab. And I think that's a testament to their training partners, your sparring partners, having to wake up in the morning knowing you have to go with, A, B, C, or D, all these killers, all high elite level guys. That's going to put some motivation in you, light a fire underneath you. But when you're going to these other gyms and you're kind of the big dog at the gym, and you're not getting tested as much, you're not as hungry for it. You know what I mean?
Like many big name gyms have like good relationships with other gyms. Like you have guys do a camp here, but do a camp over there. Is a lab. Do you have any relationship with a gym like that where you switch guys in and out? Switch.
Yeah, we got Hobby's gym. What is it? Combat. What's it called? I don't know what city it's in. Something common about Hobbies, and they're all the time with these guys on Saturday. for sparring basically. And we have like an open door policy with those guys. They have a lot of little 35 pounders and a lot of guys from the combates coming in. And so I'd say if we have like a sister gym, it would be that one.
Now off to a different topic. What are your views on the whole Diego Sanchez situation? And you have trained with him before, correct?
Oh yeah. I've known Diego a long time, man. A long time. Frick, we were, I don't know, gotta be 10, 15 years. And I've done a few camps with him on and off. I BJ's Penn's last camp when he fought Clay Guida, and me and Diego were out there as his training partners. So I spent a long time with him. And that being said, like I know I've got to pick his brain. I've had some really deep, intense conversations with him, and Diego's an intelligent guy, and he understands like that there's something more here, and he's interested. He wants to learn more. With that being said, I think he's also, his mind is in a vulnerable state. And this guy, Josh Fabia or whatever, like, I think is totally capitalizing on it. I think guys are going hard in the paint on him, but I think the guy's also like stepping on people's toes, like walking in these UFC rooms and accusing all these guys of all this stuff. Like, and you kind of stepped up on a platform, and like bit off more than he can chew, I think. And if his like curriculum or system works so well, then it would show, you know, it would bear fruit of that. But it has not bared fruit, especially in Diego's performances. The only things it's shown is these like I guess innovative training techniques or whatever, you know. And when you look at them, they're not really applicable to the sport of mixed martial arts. I can understand these training techniques for like training the mind, and but man, there's other ways to train the psychology of an athlete and a fighter, and hanging them upside down and beating them with the stick and punching them in the fucking head, dude. I'm sorry, that's not the way you do it. This guy's a clown. This guy's a clown. I think what he's marketing himself as is this school of self-awareness. This guy's not aware of anything. His ego is so fucking. He wouldn't be like rattled so easy if he was such a cool, level-headed guy. You know what I mean? I think he would just. I don't know. I think he's a con artist, and I think he's got Diego in his grasp, and it's really unfortunate. And the UFC did completely what was in their power to do. They paid Diego his show and win money, but they didn't give him the clout and the notoriety that he would have gotten from that last fight, which is a shame, because that would have been a very honorable way to close out his legacy with the UFC, being the longest lasting fighter in UFC history, you know. And all that just down the toilet because of, you know, this freaking knucklehead clown over here that wanted to jump on the hype train the last couple fights. And this is not the first time we've seen a Josh Fabia or whatever his name is. We've seen a lot of these guys come around the sport and, you know, try to milk fighters and be in it for themselves. You know, you can tell right away if someone's in it for himself or if he's really there for the team and for his friends. And yeah, I don't know. I don't see anything that guy taught or was talking about translate over to the sport of mixed martial arts at all. So, and Diego's an adult. He's a man. He's going to figure this stuff out sooner or later. And you know, where he goes from here, who knows? I think it would be a good idea if he maybe hung it up for now. Maybe just pursued other things. He's not coming off like some great victory streak. He has taken a lot of knockouts, and he's been in a lot of wars. He's entertained us for the last, you know, decade or UFC, man. He's been in a lot of battles, but that being said, that comes with a cost. You know, the brain only has so much mileage on that, and your mental health is not worth anything. There's no price, no dollar amount you can put on that. You know what I mean? And yeah, Diego's a good dude. He's intelligent, so I wish him well wherever he goes from here. And who knows if he'll go sign with Risen or another show, and it'll be interesting to see what plays out for him.
What do you say to a fighter that he's taken too many shots, he's had too many concussions? What would you say to him, like one-on-one or?
So that's what I'm big on. I'm big on human potential and human health, and I'm more so a nerd about the psychological side of being a martial artist, especially now that I've stepped more into a coach's role instead of a fighter's role. And first and foremost, there's physical things we can do to protect our brain. A lot of athletes now are taking turmeric, or the anti-inflammatory property within turmeric called curcumin, which is 500 times more bioavailable than a turmeric. And then there's even the alkaline version of turmeric, which is called yellow dock. And they're finding out that there's a massive decrease in inflammation. They've taken football teams and putting half the team on turmeric for the season, and the other half of the team on a placebo effect. And the players that were on the turmeric for the season, there was an 80% decrease in concussions for the season. Oh, wow. Which is significant numbers. And they're finding out that this stuff is not only preventing, but reversing Alzheimer's and dementia, which is huge. And in these other countries where turmeric is part of their diet, India and all these other countries, they don't have as many patients on all these, anxiety, depression, Alzheimer's, dementia medications, And I believe every organ in the body is designed to heal itself if given the opportunity to. And it does come down to diet and lifestyle. With that being said, I personally grease up before every sparring match, even if I'm just doing just flow sparring or even drills, Dutch drills back and forth. I'm always putting Vaseline on my eyebrow, bones, nose, and forehead, because most accidents happen with a clash of heads or elbows. And I think even putting on the headgear makes the target a little bit bigger. And just like football, those guys aren't getting cut and abrasions, but they're getting their head rattled. Well, with big ass headgear and big 16-ounce gloves, it's still hitting the headgear and making the head rattle. It's not so much the cut and abrasions that do the damage, the rattling of the skull and the brain that does the damage. So I tell the guys, man, Vaseline, grease up, even if you're just drilling. Of course, if you're sparring, it's a lot more efficient in the headgear. You also have to slip the punches. It holds you accountable for slipping the punches a lot more, because it's a big difference if you go from wearing headgear all your camp and sparring with 16-ounce gloves, and then going into an MMA fight with no headgear and 4-ounce gloves. Yep. That's like practicing with a softball all season and then going to a baseball game and having to play with a baseball.
Analogy.
You know what I mean? It's the same. Yeah. It's a game of inches, but man, fighting is a game of inches.
What are your thoughts on two main fights this weekend, UFC?
Who we got?
We have Michael Chandler versus Oliveira. And then you have, I'm going blank, but that was the main one. Tony Ferguson versus...
Yeah, I'm also interested in the Beneil Del Rouge and
Tony Ferguson. Yeah.
That Tony Ferguson fight. Benny's a ex-teammate of mine at Kings over there. I've done a lot of rounds with him, and
nice guy.
Very brilliant, very intelligent, very humble athlete. Man, I'd like to see Benny go for that title shot. He is very well deserved. He's probably one of the most humble guys I met in this sport, and just a quiet, humble, hard worker. And I think he has the skills to take out Tony. I think he has the fight IQ and the skills to beat Tony. I think Tony's head and mind can get a little rattled. And I think Benny can keep his calm and use that against him. The Chandler fight, man, it depends what Oliveira shows up that night. We've seen him take guys out. We've seen him get dominated and crushed. But I think Chandler's on a good one right now. I think his mind is very strong. And I think he has the anti-jiu-jitsu game to nullify, Charles' ground attack. Then the stand-up, man, I think Chandler does a good job of moving his feet and staying out of that safety range. I thought he displayed his skill. That last fight he had when he took a hooker, finding a tall, rangy kickboxer, he did very well against him as far as implementing his game plan.
So are you officially retired from fighting? Are you going to fight again? And also, do you do work outside of like training fighters?
No, pretty much just at the lab full time. I haven't officially retired. Actually, I'm talking to the guys over at Rough. I would love to get on the card over there and fight locally. I've never fought in Arizona. I got a lot of family and friends that will come out from California, and a lot of guys here in Arizona that support me too. So it'll be really cool. I'm also talking to one of my old managers who just signed with First Round Management, and talking about possibly doing some bare knuckle fights.
Nice.
BKFC. I would love to do that. You know, go in there and scrap it like a Leonard Garcia or, you know, any of those guys at 155 or something like that. So I still spar with the guys twice a week. I still lift, run, train. And like I said, I was a martial artist before MMA became a thing. I've been doing martial arts since I was 9 years old. So I will continue to be a student of the martial arts for the rest of my life.
Do you have any sponsors? And also someone wanted me to ask you, has a COVID affected sponsorships? Like they weren't paying, or are they still paying like normal?
I haven't heard anything about COVID affecting sponsorships and stuff like that. I mean, the outside of the UFC and guys are kind of just, it's always been kind of sponsorships are usually friends that you make, or, you know, acquaintances that own businesses and stuff like that. So yeah, I haven't heard anything getting affected like that. Just a lot of the fights get, you know, fall out, you know, guys or coach will test positive, unfortunately. And so, but that being said, I think the sport is still, and especially here in Arizona, it seems like Arizona seems to be a hotbed for MMA, especially right now when a lot of the other states are struggling and, you know, there's not a lot of shows. So it's really cool to be here in Arizona and still support the sport and see it going strong.
If someone wants to get in contact with you, are you on like Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, any of that stuff?
Yeah, I'm on Instagram at Ascended Athletics or Ascended_Athletics, and you guys just add me on there, or Ascended Arts as well. I talk about a lot of esoteric and alchemical stuff on there, and the lab's doing great. The gym is doing good. I think after the first lockdown got lifted, we got like over 100 new members. Nice, which is pretty impressive. And I mean, we have close to 1,000 members in the first few months. We didn't have one outbreak of the virus, so the gym's doing really great. It's a great environment, and it's cool to just see people getting out and getting back to life, and, you know, not being so controlled by fear. And man, I'm a student of the human being. I'm a student of human potential, and with that being said, it's why I study hermetics and alchemy. And man, medicine itself comes from hermetics. The global medical symbol is the caduceus. Well, an intelligent person has to ask, what is the caduceus? Well, the caduceus is the staff or scepter of Hermes. So with that being said, who is Hermes? What does he teach? Let's go study and look at hermetics and hermeticism and what it says about what we are capable of as physical beings is something far, far, far different than they are teaching in the medical systems and medical schools. And that's what I'm interested in. I want to know what we're capable of as a species here on a genetic level, but also on a conscious level. You know what I mean? And I think martial arts is scratching the tip of the iceberg of our potential. As violent as these games are, MMA, kickboxing, you know, grappling, boxing, I think these sports are as spiritual as it gets. You know what I mean? Yep. When the human heart and will is put on the pedestal and the human being rises to the occasion, something happens when we choose to respond with courage instead of fear. It's why I have a tigress tattooed on my head. Nice. Yeah, he's the only undefeated gladiator champion of ancient Rome, the only one. And in doing so, he earned his freedom. So this man knew a little bit about overcoming fear. You know what I mean? Yeah. And from the knowledge of stuff I've been studying the last few years, there's like a genetic upgrading that takes place when the human being overcomes fear. And that's what I'm about. I want to see us. I want to empower us. I want to empower my teammates, my family, my friends, and anyone else I can even converse with and come into contact with. So, yeah.
Well, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. You're the man, and thank you. And I'll talk to you later, bro.
Always, for sure, guys. Yeah, take care.
Peace. Bye.